Hi there! Well, actually, clearly, as you can tell, I still haven't figured out what kind of opening signature thing I want to do for this channel. If you guys have any ideas, please share them in the comments below. I mean, I was trying to do like, hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, but it came out really creepy, as you can already tell. So, I don't really know, and I'm just kind of figuring this out. Oh, look at me, I'm trying to be like a K-pop star with scratching my head like most of them do, but I don't know. For one of my first videos, I wanted to share something nice, positive, fun story that I could share of my time in Korea, and it's about my time I got to see, or sort of, my encounter with B1A4. Okay, so, picture it. November 25th, 2012. Inkigayo was having some sort of a special 500th episode, I think that's what it was, I don't know. And they had it at a different venue that day, so I was fortunate enough to get lottery tickets, actually. And in that regard, I was able to go to the live show with my friend. My friend and I, we got to see the standard Inkigayo. It was with all the returning special artists from that year, so it was like loads of fun. And as the show ended at about 5 o'clock, everyone, was kind of like, get out. And I decided my friends and I were like, well, let's see if we can hold out as long as we can. And that's when we noticed that they were bringing in the Banas and the boyfriend fans, or best friends, or whatever you want to call them. And they were coming in to watch what's called a pre-recording for the following week. And my friends and I were like, okay, let's just try to get in with them. Well, obviously, as you could tell, I'm not Korean, so I stuck out like a sore thumb. Therefore, they looked at me and said, why are you here? Please leave. But I said, oh, but I want to stay a little bit longer. How can we stay? And this was all in Korean. And we got to sit at the stand. They told us that we could stand on the side of the stage, which I'm thinking, that is a better end of the deal. Why am I going to go sit in the audience section when I could go sit on the next side of the stage where I could potentially just slap them? Well, I'm not going to do that, but you get the idea. And so we're on the side of the stage, and the first one out was Sondambi, and we got to watch her, and she was great. She was doing some tear song. I forgot the name of it, like Crying Tears, or I don't know, you can look it up on later. And she was fine. And then next one out was Boyfriend for Janis, or Janus, as some of you might think of it's pronounced. And they were fine. They were mostly lip syncing, so that kind of lost some cool points in my book. But they were good. And then they go off, and I was already excited because I knew that B1A4 was coming. And because I was fresh off of watching the Hello Baby of B1A4, that show just wrapped in Korea, and that's one of the few variety shows I've ever really watched in Korean, but because I'm not a big fan of television watching. So as they were coming out for Korobonda, or Tried to Walk, they were doing the first pre-recording. I'm sitting there on the side of the stage, and I didn't think they could see me, but here I am as this tall white guy doing this. And I didn't think they would respond, but here comes Bato like this. And I was like, oh! And I was excited, so I actually ended up grabbing my friend next to me, and I was like, oh my god, he just acknowledged me. He just acknowledged me. And so I was excited, and sure enough, I tried to do it again, thinking that I could, I can get Sandal's attention. So I do it again. And Sandal is kind of getting set up, and the way the way Sandal and Jinyoung set up is actually like Sandal will about face and the other one will about face the other way. Well, Sandal was looking directly at me, and so I'm like this, and Sandal proceeds to close his eyes. And as he's closing his eyes, and then I'm thinking, oh, look at him, he's getting all serious, and I'm saying he's all getting all seen. And my friend goes, hey, I think he hears you, because then he starts doing this. And I was like, oh, he is kind of noticing me. So after they finish the first performance, they typically, for pre-recordings, they do it several times. And they finish the first one, and then, to my surprise, Sandal turns and looks directly at me and does one of these. And I was like, oh, yeah, it was good. Oh, yeah. And then, and I was excited because once again, I grabbed my friend. I was like, he acknowledged me. But then, they continue for most of them. They do it one more time, and we were kind of delayed because there's a girl in the audience doing one of these. And she was really, losing her shit, and the producers were pretty much like, shut the fuck up, and they were trying to get her to quiet down. And so as they were preparing for the second set, they were getting their makeup done, and they're calming down the B1A fan in the audience, and then as they got ready for the next one, then they do it about 2 more times, and then by the end of the 3rd time, I was just very excited to see that as they wrapped, because we knew it was going to be their last one, and then Gongchan, the magne of the group, actually comes and looks to me and does one of these, and I was like, yeah, good job. It was just honestly a really proud, exciting moment for me, because I did not expect the K-pop singers to acknowledge this crazy white guy standing in the side thing. But I guess, maybe comes to show that they get so used to seeing the same fans and people that I was maybe refreshing. I don't know, but that's what I like to think. But I don't know. You never really know what's going on in their heads. But it was exciting for me that they were able to acknowledge this me, as crazy as I was, but that it ended up being a worthwhile experience. It's something that I've never really ever forget, because they really confirmed my suspicions of them, that I figured that they were nice guys. Well, as far as I know, I mean, who knows? But they seem very nice. And B1A4, if you are watching this video, then I want to do this again. And I hope that you will continue to please other fans of yours all across the world. And I hope that the rest of you are able to have such a nice, wonderful experience with who you do love in your K-pop fandom community, or bias, or however you guys want to call it. And that's my first story for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Drop it, all my beautiful target. You shoot your heart like a rocket.